Let's go. So we have the match on behind us. We thought that this match would be over when we started today's show, and it is on behind us. So we kind of moved this in here, so we have the Kenin Kvitova match behind the camera. All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Thursday, October the 8th, 2020. If our internet cuts out, again, it's highly likely that it will. So if all of a sudden we lag and the video just stops, just wait about 5-10 minutes and refresh our channel's homepage or however that works. And we will start another video, part 2 version immediately. So right now behind us, Kvitova, by the way, has a break point on Kenin. Up 3-2, Kenin is, and it's back to deuce. All right, anyway, apologies for anyone that tuned in to the show yesterday. We started a show yesterday, and honestly, I didn't really even, and I say I'm taking responsibility. I really didn't want to do it. We woke up early. We didn't sleep a lot the night prior to yesterday, gutting the house, throwing stuff out, not making excuses, and then taught all day yesterday, but taught entirely in the morning, and had a real quick lunch and then rushed to sit down. And I was kind of aggravated. We got into an intense debate. I got a little pissed off. Metaphorically speaking, I smashed a racket yesterday on the show.
But he doesn't smash rackets.
I mean, it was a metaphor. If I had a racket, I would have smashed it. So after we ended it, Jack Nolte out there, who is a very respectable and longtime viewer with good takes, he was like, man, that was just shit. That was awful. And I agree with him, and we deleted it. So hence why there wasn't a show yesterday. I take responsibility for it. Moving forward, all right?
What's up, Alex? Sir John, Travis Pickle, Alex J. That's it.
So we're going to do a real quick, by the way, did Kenin just hold there?
I don't
So
know.
Kenin just went up.
I can't stand watching that girl play tennis.
Kenin just went up 4-2 in the second. So we'll see if Kvitova can make a comeback.
Such a powder.
Hey, she's about to make a major final, it looks like. I've seen more coverage of her dad during this match than I have of really anything else. All right, it's going to Kvitova serving here, so we'll see if Kvitova can hold
That's the problem with
and break
Kvitova.
back.
She can never freaking do what she has to do. It's so mental for this girl.
I agree.
I mean, she should kick her ass.
And she still may.
She should kick this powder's ass.
It's not over yet. Real quickly, I'm going to do a fantasy team update. Follow me on this one. So just go with me. These are the circumstances behind the 2 winners of the fantasy team competition. If Kvitova wins this match, again, Kvitova is about to serve at 2-4 in the second set. If Kvitova wins this match, comes back and wins it, Carla wins the fantasy team outright. Carla wins it outright. Kvitova just put in a good serve, Kenin into the net.
People compare Kenin to Sharapova. Not at all. They're not the same type of player. They don't even look the same.
Oh, how do they compare? I haven't heard that comparison
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that one
Different
before.
bodies, different attitude, different strokes, serve.
All right, Kvitova's up with the serve.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. There she goes. Kvitova with the drop volley. She's up 30-love. All right, if Kvitova wins this match, Carla wins the fantasy team outright. We know that she's not going to win her own prize, so there still will be crowned 2 winners. If Kenin wins this match and wins the tournament, Viruselis wins the competition outright. Okay. If Kenin wins this match and loses the final, then Carla and Viruselis tie, okay? Again, obviously, Carla's not getting a prize. However, if Kenin loses today, right now, if Kvitova comes back, she's up 40-love, serving at 2-4. If Kenin loses this match, there will end up being a 3-way tie between Team Groves, Peter Dijkstra, and Viruselis. So if Kvitova wins, though, there will be a 2-way tie between Peter Dijkstra and Viruselis. Anyway, how do we break the tiebreaker? The tennis racket giveaway has been done. What we're going to do is for the men's final, if you are involved in this potential tiebreaker, Kvitova just held, it is 3-4. Kenin is up a break, so we'll see if Kvitova can break and push a third set here. For the following players, Team Groves, Peter Dijkstra, and Viruselis. Viruselis may not need to even play this if Kenin wins. However, what you need to do to break the tiebreaker is guess the total amount of games in the men's final. So hypothetically, let's say you think Djokovic wins 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. It doesn't matter. If you think the score is 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, you will guess 30 games. If you thought the score was going to be 6-7, 6-2, 2-6, 6-4, 6-3, that's 49 games. So you guess the total amount of games that you predict will be in the final, regardless of who wins. And for the people that tie, the one closest to the total number of games will be your second winner. Because either Carla or Vailarcelis is going to win it. She's not going to win it. If Kenin wins, Vailarcelis is outright taking a first spot, leaving the tiebreaker between Team Groves and Peter Dixtria. So Team Groves and Peter Dixtria definitely need to do it, and Vailarcelis only needs to do it if Kvitova comes back and wins. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving forward, Carla, I know you spent a lot of time writing this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to go with that?
Well, someone said here, Mitrovic said, I didn't spend a lot of time writing actually. Kenin is like a nervous psycho. Chihuahua and fast forward.
I agree.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, Kenin's getting an opportunity here right now to serve at 4-3 to be one game away
Kenin
from
looks
winning.
weird. I agree. She has a weird face, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. It's tennis. Her talent is what matters, not what she looks like.
Kvitova gets the first point, so Kvitova's got a
I mean, Kvitova needs to just beat this girl, man. She was so close at the Australian Open to win a slam, and here she is with an opportunity because we watched Swiatek play Podoroska, your least favorite player.
It's not my least favorite player.
And I can tell you that match was really boring.
Kenin's got a second.
So boring.
Kenin's got a second serve here at love 15. Let's see if Kvitova just actually dumps on this ball.
Very, very boring. Too much. I think Swiatek was too much for Podoroska. And on top of that, I didn't really see the power that most of you guys talked about. I mean, I watched the play. She has good topspin. But I thought that Kenin should be on one side. Kvitova should have been on the other side. Would have made a more interesting semifinals.
Swiatek takes it early. She gets to the ball early, and it takes time away. So she doesn't have to have these weapons. She doesn't have to have. I mean, she hits powerful shots, but because she takes it early, it's giving her the ability to take up for maybe the lack of having a bunch of just extremely lights out missiles, and she takes it early. So she does have a weapon. It's called
she's
taking
smart.
it early.
She's very consistent, smart. She moves you around the court. So I mean, I don't know if nerves are gonna kick in. I think someone said Wildlife said nerves might kick in. I don't know, but to me, whoever wins this match here is gonna be a Grand Slam champion.
Well, Kvitova, since being up love 15, just hit two unforced errors wide and long, and now it's 30-15. Kenin is serving to go up 5-3. So Swiatek, by the way, is going to be dangerous for anybody on this surface because the clay will slow it down, and if she's taking it early, then you don't have really a whole lot of opportunity to slow it down. Swiatek has been winning every match by what? 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-2, 6-1, 6-3 to win her semifinal match today. 6-2. What was it? 6-2, 6-1.
Yeah, I think that as Swiatek, if she does end up playing Kenin, she just needs to piss her off. Let her dad start yelling at her, and her yell at her dad. Didn't you write something that her dad got fined? Yeah,
Kenin is serving at 40-15, up 4-3, so she has 2 whole points to go up 5-3. But yeah, I did. Both Sofia Kenin, she missed her first serve, so Kvitova has a look at a second here. Kenin serving at 40-15. But Stefanos Tsitsipas and Sofia Kenin have both been fined a total of $8,500 as of now for coaching infractions on the sidelines. I think Kenin just hit an ace up the middle, so she's up 5-3. Kvitova's about
All right, well, we have someone already, I'm sure, talking about the match, which is your buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I can't help it that when someone else is on all the time, I can't.
I know, but
I try to.
We're not gonna talk about the points and stuff. We'll talk about the comments and stuff.
So Stefanos Tsitsipas and Sofia Kenin have both been fined a total of $8,500 for coaching infractions thus far up to this point in this French Open. Does that surprise you? Both their dads coached them, right?
Yeah. Their dads are all into their business, which I think they should just shut up. I mean, at this level, you shouldn't be coaching them and telling them what to do. They're professional tennis players. What else can you tell them to do? I mean, seriously.
I think it's a natural response for the parent to try to get in
her
there
dad
and fight
is so
with their
freaking
kids.
annoying. I just want to throw something at him, just like Sissy Pa's dad. Like always just doing something. You just want to throw something at him. Like shut up.
You see a lot of Patrick Mortagalou in the Tsitsipas box. I'm surprised Mortagalou hasn't popped up in this girl's box.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we'll see. But yeah, they should. Moms and dads and uncles and family members, because they're family, they can't really help themselves. So coaches can kind of turn the switch off because they know they're a coach. But when it's your own family, it's harder to turn off the switch.
But this is your girl won a slam. She won the Australian Open. She got there working hard. She won this. She doesn't need you telling her every second what to do. Like she's battling an opponent already. Battling an opponent, battling herself. And then you got Papa telling you what to do? That's annoying. I think that's where I would say, shut up!
Is that maybe what Danielle Collins was doing yesterday to her boyfriend?
Who knows? I don't know.
You guys saw that, right? Danielle Collins told her boyfriend to get out of her line of sight during her match yesterday.
Well, is Kenin really American? She was born in Russia. This is a little bit different, okay? You were pissed off because I said one girl was born in Argentina, but this girl was actually born in Russia. So what is she representing? When I look at Kenin, I don't look at her as she's American. She was born in Russia.
The reason why I got upset yesterday was we were talking about the girl Podoroska, and I think everyone that was dissing me, and I understand that. I responded immaturely, but there's a couple things that I have passion for, and that's being a patriot and your nationality and so forth. But I think a lot of people missed where I was going with that, or maybe just jumped to conclusions. But I made a metaphor that I said that if Carla and I moved to Somalia, and I just picked Somalia because it's complete polar opposite of the United States. Anyway, I just said, and no disrespect to Somalia, I just picked Somalia. And so I said, Carla, if you and I had a child and we moved to Somalia, or if we moved to Somalia and then we conceived the child and had the child there, would the child be Somalian?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, because they were born there.
Well, they have dual citizenship. But this is different. Yeah. She was born in Russia. Her parents left Russia. She was already born. She was, baby, whatever, kid. They left to the United States. It's almost like Sharapova, but Sharapova kept her Russian flag.
Yeah.
So this is different. It's not like Podoroska. Podoroska was born in Argentina, raised in, just like me. I was born in the United States and raised here. It's different. It's like Martina. It's like Celis. It's like all those other players that represent the U.S., but they were not born there. So that, I never look at them as American because they're from another country. I just don't. It's like my dad. He didn't want to give up his Honduran citizenship. He didn't want to give it up. That was tough for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope. I think the moral of the story is, for me, though, when people change flags, it generally has to do with either they feel their country shafted them, or this country gave them more money, or they're more in tune with the politics here. Generally, I feel like if you are proud of where you come from and you're proud of your ancestry, then you will continue with that. When I see people flag flopping, I feel like it's because of money, politics, or maybe someone pissed you off.
Well, for Kenin, it suits her and it helps us.
Yeah.
Because, Kenin is one of the strongest players, so she has the American flag. Well, that helps us. That just makes us look better.
Yeah.
But Venus and Serena, they're from here. They train here.
Yeah.
They're from here. Simple as that. Look, Osaka had to choose flags.
Yeah.
They made her choose flags. Gigi Fernandez is from Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States.
And again, I think and Kvitova just held. So Sophia Kenin's about to serve for the match. But I think my take was a little bit more broad. I think I mentioned that I like Novak Djokovic a lot, except I didn't like the look of his injury yesterday, and we'll get into that as a topic. But I feel like he's a patriot. No matter what happened, even if Serbia collapsed, he would still represent Serbia in the Olympics type thing. And that's all I was meaning by it, and I got passionate about it because we're all military.
B-Dog said, I never looked at it as American because of birth. My son was born in Germany due to military, but he's American.
Yeah.
Did you take him back immediately to the United
exactly.
States?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, and thank you, B-Dog, for that, because, again, B-Dog is retired Air Force and a really strong dude that really got his head screwed on tightly, has boys in big-time sports, football namely. And we're a military family here as well. Our oldest son's at the Air Force Academy. I grew up military. My father's a retired captain Navy. And one thing we are is we're patriots. And I guess I think I took it broader in a sense that, if and B-Dog 02 is African American. So let's just say if I moved to Somalia, would I then be African American?
But this is where I do agree, Terry. One flag is all we need. That's true. I mean,
I agree with that.
We're all mixed.
Cheers to that.
We're all mixed. I mean, who knows where you came from, or what, or where? I mean, you can go back in times. I mean, I don't look at the flags, but again, when she speaks, obviously she learned Russian first, and that's great because you should learn the language.
Yeah.
I know my language, and I'm ashamed that my kids don't. So good for her, and good for American tennis because she has the American flag. Makes us look good. But let's be real. All the international players, where do they come and train?
Here.
So.
But I think they do that because of the amenities and the access to the game in really beautiful and temperate places, whereas they don't have that as much elsewhere. And I mean, this is how I meant for the debate to go yesterday, and then I got upset about it, and I just smashed the racket, basically. Kvitova it has a love 15 receiving for Kenin to serve out the set. So hopefully she breaks here and pushes it to a third set. Would love to see it.
Yeah, all right.
She's got a love 30 now.
Well, hopefully. All right, we never got to talk about Nadal's match, did we? Yeah, we did. A bit.
A little bit. I mean, the only thing I think we began to talk yesterday, because I lost my cool, admittedly, and I don't do that a lot. Sorry about that. I think when you do a show every day, sometimes given the house and everything else, I think I was entitled to smash a racket.
Hit the likes, guys. I mean, we got 11 likes.
The only thing we began to talk about was that after she's got a love 40, so Kvitova has a triple break point now to square it off at 5-5.
By the way, this is the battle of the buttless girls.
They have no butts?
They have no butts.
No butts?
Very little. Muy poquito.
Muy poquito.
Kvitova has nothing, and the other girl's like this, more.
All right. During the Nadal match, it went very late into the night. I think 1:05 a.m. Central Paris time, or whatever the time is there, right? Mm-hmm. And after the match, there was a lot of talk about it was too cold to play, very dangerous to play. And some examples were indicated by Nadal that, soccer players play in colder weather, or football, depending on where you see. In the U.S., we call it soccer. And I think Europe and South America, they call it football. Whatever. Same thing as what I'm talking about. But he made examples that said basically soccer players play in colder weather, but it's different because they're always moving.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So but I was pissed, and I didn't get to give you my honest, objective thoughts on that. I disagree with Nadal there, and I pick on Nadal a lot, only because for all the years I've known Carla, she's picked on Federer. So I actually like Nadal. I do. I don't want him to break Federer's record, honestly. I don't particularly care if Djokovic breaks it, because I feel like he's the better of the three of them. So, it's kind of deserved, I think. But the reason why is because Carla and I have always had this really bitter rivalry between the two for a lot of years, and I think it's just with Carla I don't like him. So, and I think I say it a lot too much on this show, even though I only mean it for Carla. But he made references to soccer players play in colder weather, and they stand around.
Look at that, with the typical Russian outfit. I'm just...
Got the mask on.
I remember this shit. I remember I used to train in Brooklyn, where Russia took over. I mean, all the Russians were coming to the United States. And all you met was Russian players with their Eastern grips. Now that's changed a bit, but they all dress that way.
Yeah.
Even the coaches.
But to say it's too cold to play, we have to remember that there's two people on the court. The other person really didn't say anything about it. You did. To say that soccer players are always moving, well, you have a goalie. And I made a reference to American football. You have an offense and a defense. Sometimes these football, B-Dog will know very well. He's associated with the highest level of that sport. The offense goes on the field. Sometimes the defense can be sitting for 10, 15 minutes, depending how long the offense is on the field, and vice versa. And those guys are frigid. They put jackets on. They stay warm on a bike. They sit next to heaters. There's access to any of this stuff in any sport you play. So, you can whine about the conditions, but nonetheless, there's two people on the court. That's all I'm getting at. And people play in a lot colder stuff at much more intense levels.
It was like 53 degrees. It was like 1 something in the morning. You could tell it was cold because you could see it. But I mean, I agree with him. Sometimes you sit down and you get cold. Maybe somebody for him his body gets cold, and he's got to be the type that's always got to keep going. I mean, I don't think it's a complaint. It's not as much as a complaint as Djokovic was bitching yesterday. He was a little bitch yesterday, by the way.
Who was?
Djokovic.
You want to explain why?
I mean, he is. I mean, I read, they asked him about his treatment. I'm going to read Pablo Carreño Busta's quote. He said after he won the match in 4 sets, by the way, so he didn't look like a beast. He didn't look like a beast at all. He said, I definitely didn't feel great coming onto the court today. I had some, what did he say? I have some issues and I had some neck issues and some shoulder issues. I don't really want to get into it too much.
That's what Djokovic said.
I'm feeling okay. I'm still in the tournament, so I don't want to reveal too much. As a matter, I felt better during the match. And then he felt less pain. I didn't quote it all, but yeah, that's so typical. Djokovic, my neck, my elbow, my shoulder. It's always something.
And what did Carreño Busta have to say about that?
Oh, let me tell you. Hold on. And I have to agree with him completely. Because we saw this at the U.S. Open, and we watched it again now at the French Open.
Kvitova serving at 15:30 at 5-5 in the second.
He says every time the match becomes a bit difficult for him, he asks for the doctor. In my opinion, tennis is a mental game. You have the right to use it as a legal ways to win, even if you feel that is ugly. So he's basically calling bullshit on Djokovic.
Okay, so here's a debatable question. In some of the college classes I took, there'd be 200 people in the classroom, and the topic, capital punishment would come up. And half the class would be like, it's okay. The other half of the class would be like, it's not. Or abortion, or whatever. Half the class agrees and the other half of the class doesn't. Yes or no question, is it legal to call a medical timeout? Is it legal to call it?
It is. You can use it. He said that. I did hear it in Spanish too. Look,
and I am agreeing with Carla on this one. Yes, you guys can be shocked. I do agree with Carla that this was a bad look. Okay, I understand that. But let's be dogs here. Let's use a football example that maybe he can follow or explain better than I. Let's say the field goal kicker goes out to try to kick a last-second field goal. Okay? There's no need to call a timeout, but the opposing team has 3 timeouts. So they go ahead and he starts to kick it and they call a timeout right during the kick, and they try to ice the kicker. Have you heard of this? Mm-hmm. So whether or not there's a reason to call the timeout of the field goal kicker, it's at his or her disposal. So therefore, they can use it. Now, there is a etiquette behind calling these timeouts. If it is really not an injury, and if your fans especially, or the umpires, or especially the fans, not on television, but actually that are there, that are paying tens of thousands of dollars for tickets, sometimes it is very receivable by the fans, especially the ones that are there. So it is a bad look because after, I think Djokovic had some dates that were brought to him. Now who did we give hell for eating? Someone was playing a match on the female side and someone hand-delivered a plate of food to them. And it was like pasta or rice or something. We talked about it on the show. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Mm-hmm. So it's a bad look from an etiquette standpoint. If it was a fictitious injury, you can't really hate him outside of maybe I don't hate him. He has bad etiquette.
And I got your message, Stefan, but still, he did say a quote. He said it didn't bother him, but it's what you people do. It's what people do. They do it.
Kenin just held.
It's what people do. They're allowed to use it. It's legal.
Kenin just held 6-5 seconds, so she'll serve again for the match. But yeah, there's a loophole in slowing someone down, and it resides in the medical timeout. I don't think he felt very bad. He's done it to Carreño Busta before. I'm not knocking Djokovic. I actually hope he wins this tournament. He should have been tied with Nadal after this tournament if he wins it because of the U.S. Open thing. I won't get into that again. So I'm really pulling for him to win it because of that. But it was a bad look. It's definitely a bad look. Does that mean he broke the rules though? No.
I mean,
it's a rule.
He might have something that felt a little, like. Did I say it's a fake injury? I don't think
so.
No. But I think he felt pressure, which is what made him feel tightness. He was screaming, trying to pump himself up and doing whatever he can. For some reason, he just doesn't match well with Carreño Busta. I thought he should have blasted him in 3 sets. Well, I mean, you guys were saying he looks great, he looks like a beast, blah, blah. But to me, he looked worse than Nadal did against Sinner.
I don't think Nadal looked exceptionally well.
But let's compare the two matches. Who looked better? Sinner played way better than Carreno Busta played. Way better.
The first set, Nadal had a shaky set. It was 7-6. I think at one point Sinner even served for the set at one point. So Nadal started slow, finished strong. I think the same thing happened for Djokovic in a way. But again, you can't necessarily hate someone for an etiquette or maybe a questionable thing. He didn't break the rules. So
I don't hate him for it. I'm just saying that this did not make him look like, to me, like I can't put him in the book and say, oh, he's going to win the French Open for sure after watching this match. Because now, after seeing that, if you're feeling neck pain and you're feeling shoulder pain and you didn't feel so well, Tsitsipas is a much better player than Carreno Busta. And I would think that Tsitsipas right now is happy, if we believe this, that he has a chance.
I think if you just look at the players, in practice and so forth, I think that Tsitsipas, as you said, is a better player in practice. But I think you still have to look to the veteran from an experience standpoint.
How many sets did Carreno Busta took from Djokovic in all their matches? I don't know.
Like 2 maybe?
He won in the U.S. Open. He won the first set, didn't he?
I thought you meant like the past couple tournaments.
This one won.
Yeah,
so that's
one.
So obviously there's something there. There's no pace in Carreno.
And he took one from him before he got disqualified at the U.S., right?
The same player again. So, obviously he doesn't like playing against this guy. But I think Tsitsipas, to me, has a good chance of beating Novak. He needs to get in his face.
If you have the ability to, metaphorically be speaking, to ice the kicker, to use a timeout, even if it may not be the most genuine timeout, it's not breaking the rules.
Well, George, since you're trying to ask me a question, you know the statistics, look for it and put it there. I'm not going to look for it. We know that U.S. Open, Carreno won the first set. And then, he shouldn't have gotten disqualified, in my opinion. And then at the French Open, same thing happens. And then he won the match after that. So, I don't know. But can you say, for all you fans out there, Djokovic looked really good? Even winning the last set 6-4.
30-15, Kenin right now, 2 points away from the match.
How much chance does Diego have against Nadal?
That's a good
chance.
Who wrote that?
Alex Couillard.
Okay, Alex, that was actually a topic. So we'll start that now.
Hitchhiker, thank you for the quote. Cada vez que le complica el partido pide la asistencia médica. Lleva mucho tiempo haciendo esto. Yo ya lo sabía. Sabía que pasaría en el US Open, que pasaría aquí y que seguiría pasando. They translated well in English. He said every time something's complicated in a match, he'll ask for medical assistance. He's had a lot of time doing this. I already knew it was going to happen. Happened in the USA, and I knew it would happen here. They translate it well. How do they take that out of context, guys?
Opinionated, but understandable. Again, it was a bad look, and I'm pulling for him, and that's that. But it was a bad look. We watched the match. It didn't look well. It was icing the kicker, though. And, if that's a rule in football and everybody accepts it, then, it's a rule here and you have to accept it. You may not like the guy because of it. But
again, I'm not saying I don't like Novak. Yastrzemski uses it. We know a lot of players who use it. They can use it. It's allowed. Just like in boxing, you can do many things. In MMA, you can do many things. In soccer, you can do many things. In basketball, it's allowed. We see a little bit in juniors.
Kvitova has a break point right now to take it to a second set.
We see kids in junior tennis, right? Remember the little boy who his shoelace timeout. Never heard of that, but you can use it. Shoe malfunction. Didn't know that.
Yeah, pretended he couldn't tie his own shoe, so his dad had to come out and tie his own shoe. Second serve, Kvitova's got to look at a second serve to tie it at 6-6 in the second. Let's go.
This was definitely not the classic rope. You think it was a rope-a-dope?
Who?
Wildlife said it's a rope-a-dope.
Who had the rope-a-dope?
It says it's the classic rope-a-dope. Novak's the best at it.
What? I don't think you give up a 6-4 set as a rope-a-dope. Kvitova just hit a ball right in the net. She wish she had that one back.
Well, I don't think Busta ever said that he lost because of the medical timeout. Nowhere in English they translated, Stefan. Nowhere in English they translated that Carreno lost because of that. He just said he does it all the time.
He didn't imply that.
He didn't even imply that in English.
And again,
it wasn't translated.
Honestly,
like
I don't particularly care what he said about it. You lost. It's part of the game. Just suck it up and deal with it. He really didn't have to snub him that way. It's part of the game. So if you want to snub somebody, I would.
Who says I don't like Novak? I don't like that. I never said I don't like Novak. I just don't like I don't like any drama queen. When I see drama queens, I don't like that. I just didn't like that. I thought he was going to beat this guy in 3 sets. I thought there was no need for it.
Again, I think that you're missing the point a little bit, and maybe not, but again, there is a rule in the game that allows you to take a medical timeout. Now, no one can read anybody's mind or body, so therefore they have to give it to you, and it's there. So you know, in junior tennis, you cannot call a medical timeout for cramping.
You can't.
So even if someone is cramping, they don't even show that they're cramping. They just say they got a headache or
something. Which makes no sense because if you're cramping, you should.
Kenin has a match point. Don't you think,
Kenin. Guys, if you're cramping, you should be able to call a medical timeout? If your neck is hurting, your shoulders hurting, your abdominals hurting, your hamstrings hurting, your eyes are hurting, I'm just being stupid. If you can call a timeout, call a time. They should allow them to call a timeout for cramping.
Well, again, why they call medical time? It's Kenin's second serve match point right here. What happens? Oh, what happens?
I would have gone down.
Just a cross court to cross court.
I would have gone down the line.
That's it. It's over.
Oh boy.
Give it up a wide.
All right, I'm rooting for Schwartzman.
All right, so what that means? What that means though? The finish means that Carla and Vicerelis tied for first place. And no one can catch them because everyone has Djokovic and Nadal left.
Oh, I don't care, George. I mean, what I'm saying is that obviously, you know how there's players, I think Federer and Albanian, it didn't fit well for him. There's players like Novak or Rinka that don't fit well. I don't know what I can't stand the yelling. I'm sorry. Can't stand the yelling.
Peter Dijkstra and Team Groves, if you're out there or you're watching this later, Peter Dijkstra and Team Groves, I need you to predict how many.
I don't see them out so far.
But they'll watch it later.
Okay.
And if not, snooze you lose. I don't have a different way of breaking the tie.
Peter Dijkstra and who?
So Vicerelis has won one of the two identical prizes. Vicerelis, if you want me to send you $20 US by PayPal, Venmo, something like that, a secure way. If you want 2 sets of Y-Tech strings or a Y-Tech shirt if we have your size, let us know, and I'll get that out to you as of today if you want the $20 US. Peter Dijkstra and Team Groves predict how many total games you think will be in the men's final. So if you think it's 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, regardless of who wins.
2014 is so long ago.
Anyway, you got it. So if you want it, make sure you predict that because I don't have a way of breaking the tie.
Did I like Maria Sharapova? I actually did.
I did not like her at all.
I did like Sharapova. And I like Djokovic, but again, I don't like when he acts that way. And then, I just didn't like that. But again, he can use it in his right. I think Tsitsipas has a good chance. Maybe you Novak fans don't want to hear that, but to me, Djokovic was beatable. He did. Especially if you're injured, you're more beatable.
I agree, but
you're more beatable. If he doesn't want to talk about it and say, "Well, I don't want to talk about it," then maybe he is injured. But
is the injury legit? And I think that would be Carreno Busta's question, and not my question, not your question, but that is what Carreno Busta has led millions of people to believe. So I think,
and again, Carreno Busta is a sucky player, in my opinion. So.
He's not sucky. I mean,
I don't. Do you guys find him entertaining? It was boring watching him play at the U.S. Open.
I would have him on my team in a battle. I mean, he'll fight to the death. Sure. He's a fighter.
Sure, and guys. I mean, if Nadal is in the French Open, I'm rooting for Nadal. That's my boy. Novak would come in later. So
she didn't even say next. She just said later.
Later.
She didn't even give him next. She just said later.
I mean, my choice would be Nadal. Federer's not playing. Federer, then Djokovic. But so right now it's Nadal, Tsitsipas, and Djokovic. Who was it that asked the question about Nadal? I think the question was. I don't know if he was injured. We'll find out, right? We'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out.
Rafael Nadal right now at this point in time is 98-2. 98 wins to 2 losses at the French Open. He lost the match to Djokovic there, if I remember correctly, and won to Robin Soderling. Rafael Nadal has not been tested outside of those 2 matches. I think TM brought a little bit to him last year. Did he drop a set to TM last year? In the final, didn't TM win 1 set against him last year in the final?
Probably. I gotta look.
Anyway, is Nadal and Djokovic matchup? Is it a certainty? Are they going? In other words,
Yes, I do.
It's going to happen. You're sure of it.
The what?
Is Rafael?
I want to see that. I actually want to see Novak play Nadal because to me, it would shut up a lot of the Novak fans if Rafa beats him on clay. He would then say, hey, I could beat Novak on clay. They wouldn't just say, hey, Rafa won because Novak was not in the final.
We should sit in front of
I want to see the match actually happen.
I was gonna say again. I don't like doing what other people do because that's just cheesy.
Am I gonna watch tennis after the three retire? Absolutely. I love Sinner. I love Tsitsipas. I love watching a lot of players.
Who asked that question?
Alex M. Alex Couillard. I think if you don't watch tennis after that, then you are not a true tennis fan.
But wait a minute, Alex Couillard.
He's just asking a question.
Well, he knows us pretty well.
Yeah, of course I watch tennis. I watch tennis after Sampras. I watch tennis after Agassi. I loved all those players. Tennis continues. The guys retired. Life continues.
Alex,
simple as that.
We coach it. We play it. Our kids play it. Even if we didn't do this in front of a camera, we would still do it. Well, maybe not as deep. But.
Yeah, I did read that Federer took out a medical timeout. Okay, I read that. But Novak is always doing it. And I didn't say he took a medical timeout, but slowing someone down while you have a trainer come out, it changes the mind of the player, on the other side. Oh my God, they might be hurt.
But that depends on how mentally tough that player is.
And it happens with a lot of players. And they start playing tight, instead of going after them. So, he's done it a lot. What? Federer's done it one time? You keep mentioning the same match one time. Okay, so Australia in 2017, 2018, and 2005. You must have done your research, Travis, to find 3 matches.
Look, I respect his research, and let me tell you why. A great player should be able to go through whatever is being dealt to them. Look, there was a field goal kicker. I'm a big football fan, NFL especially, but there was a field goal kicker like 2 weeks ago in the NFL that made the same 53, 54-yard field goal like 3 times in a row. Came out to kick it, iced him. Came out to kick it again, the ref called another timeout. They called to kick it again, and something else happened, and he continued to make it. And then looked at everybody when he was done, and he was like, "What's up?" So, look, it's a rule.
It's a strategy. Sean, good comment. Champions aren't affected by medical timeout.
Yes.
Well said.
Who said this?
Sean, Serpale.
Great.
Very well said. If you are a champion, that won't affect you.
Exactly.
You'll beat the player.
So, with that said, I think that is a very good period at the end.
Butker, I think is his name.
Very good comment. Just what I was saying. A true field goal kicker, a true baller, a true whatever what you do. Someone else can step on your court and throw you an odd ball, but you know what? You'll roll with it. What girl in this tournament, in the last 2 tournaments, has done really poorly at getting an odd ball dealt to her? Mladenovic. The double ball bounce with Siegemund. And then in the U.S. Open, what was it? Something different or wherever it was.
Yeah. You
have to be able to roll with the blows. Djokovic understands this. He's not breaking the rules because the rule is there. He is choosing that as one of his chess pieces. Okay? So if the injury wasn't legit, then okay, well, he's using one of his chess pieces. If the chess pieces are on the board, then we can use them. Don't hate me because of it. And if you do hate me, it's only because of your choice of etiquette or morals and what you believe is right and wrong, and not what the rule book says is right and wrong.
Sure.
And that's all I'm getting at. He used his tools in his toolbox to build the roof on his house. Other people may choose not
B-Dog
to.
says, delay until your game comes. Use the rules smart.
Thank you. Yeah. And he's a football player.
And he's a Novak fan.
It doesn't matter.
No, what I'm saying, because some of these Novak fans, they're blinded. It's all Novak. You got to see everybody's side. When Novak got disqualified at the US Open, I was pissed off about that because I thought that was wrong. So don't tell me I don't like Novak. It's just that you got to be fair in some things. He used something that he could use.
And
simple as that.
And by the way, what happens if these strategies backfire? What happens when you ice the kicker and then he misses the next one? Then you look like a genius. What if it is not a genuine injury and it's just a strategy, mental, good attempt, but what happened if maybe he got tight sitting down and it just pissed Carreno Busta off more and elevated his game. So every action has a reaction. Everything that you do has a reaction to that, no matter what. That's how life works. Yeah. So he gambled and it worked, whether it was legit or not. So don't hate him for it.
I don't hate him for it.
He just used the rules.
He used it right. Whatever. Stefan says, can we talk about the underhand serve as a chess move? It's great. I think you should throw it in there.
Perfectly
you play
fine.
tennis, throw it in there when your opponent least expect it. I throw it in there. We all throw it in there.
In 2001, I have to look at the trophy upstairs. There was a Thanksgiving.
Travis, why are you talking about Federer? Federer's not even playing tennis, dude. You're not even playing tennis. Why are we gonna even talk about Federer?
Let's finish Stefan's question.
But the thing is, why talk about Federer? He's done. Like Justin says, he's done.
That's Stefanisevic? Stefanisevic?
No, Stefan said, can we talk about the underarm?
But that's Stefanisevic though, right?
Travis was the one.
No, Stefan. Is that Stefan?
Stefan.
So we're gonna go back to Stefan's question. So I will dunk on that. Anyway, but the underhand serve in 2001, I was playing a tournament. This is just a quick story. I think I may have mentioned this before.
We talked about that one, OM.
It was 2001, and I had a torn rotator cuff in my shoulder. Come to find out after that, it was in like 3 places, had to have surgery and so forth. And I couldn't get anything on my serve, serving overhanded, and I found myself down 6-0 and like 4-1 in the second set. Finally, I was like, forget it. All I'm doing is just kind of chucking the ball in the court, and he's pounding him. So I started serving underhanded. Ended up winning the second set, and then won the entire match, just serving up the tee to his backhand underhanded. So the underhanded serve is totally fine. Michael Chang has done drama with it at the French Open in, 1989 or 1990? I think
Bublik is good for that. Bublik did a few of those.
Doesn't matter.
Kyrgios did it.
It's legal. Use it. Why not? Go for it. My second oldest son, Christopher, uses it often in tournaments, especially on clay.
I use it too.
We all use it.
Yeah.
Good play. Why not? Go for it. It's a gamble just like injury timeouts. Someone may thump it and someone may hit it in the net, right?
Yeah, and good point. I don't know why they don't use it against Nadal or Thiem. Yeah, they're so far back. I think Kyrgios did. I mean, you should use it, definitely.
All right. Is Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic going to meet in the final no matter what? Is it a certainty? Do you think that no matter what, Djokovic will beat Tsitsipas, and you think no matter what happens, Nadal will beat Schwartzman? So. You think it's certain?
I think it's certain.
Okay.
I think, again, it would take, for Tsitsipas to beat Djokovic, it would take an injury. Like a real injury. For Novak to be like where he has to retire. Like, I can't anymore.
I agree with you. I don't think there's any way outside of Novak Djokovic having an extremely bad day at the office. Not just a bad one, but an like extremely bad day. Yeah. Like, wake up with a cold, throwing up, haven't eaten.
We're going to watch, though, Tsitsipas and Djokovic scream a lot because these two scream a lot. So we're going to watch it. We're going to watch Novak scream at his camp, and we're going to watch Tsitsipas scream at his dad. We're going to watch it. Just watch. This is going to be Drama Queen 1, Drama Queen 2.
Based upon this moment in time, right now, Carla, are you able to answer a question objectively? Yes or no?
Okay, go ahead.
If it's a certainty that they're going to play, we know that
you're ask me if Nadal's going to win. Yes.
Will Nadal beat Djokovic?
Yes.
What do you predict the score to be? Like, don't forget that Team Groves and Peter Dijkstra must do the same thing to find out to break your tie. But right now, what is the set score between Nadal and Djokovic?
Well, B-Dog says 5 sets. I think it'll be 4 sets.
Well, give me B-Dog score. But what's
they just said 5 sets.
But what's yours?
4 sets. I'll say 6-4. Well, okay. Nadal's a slow starter, so I'll say Novak wins the first set 6-4. And then I think it'll be 7-6 Nadal, 7-5, 6-4.
Excuse the chainsaws in the background. So, repeat that, I'm sorry, can you remember it?
I think that Djokovic will win the first set 6-4. Then I think it'll be a tiebreaker, Nadal 7-6, 7-5, 6-4.
Okay, so a really tight 4 sets.
Yeah.
I'm going to go... Oh, man,
do I have to write these scores down? Great.
All right, write them down. We might do a prize for that, too.
Let's see, 4, 6, 7,
Let me think about
7,
that.
5, 6, 4. Let's see.
Let me think about that. Nadal is a slow starter. Nadal is a slow starter,
6,
so
3, 7, 6,
I'll
7,
still
5,
give him
6,
the...
4. Wait, that makes no sense.
I'll still give him the 7.
You got to change out Bimpe. 6-4, 6-3, 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. You got to change that. Makes no sense. Somebody. If Carla Djokovic beats Nadal, what will you do? Nothing. What would I do?
Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why
I'm
wouldn't
not
you do that?
any. I'm not making any.
You should make her.
I'm always doing the bets. Nobody here ever does the bets. There's only one person that paid his bet in this whole show.
No, there's
2 people.
There's more than that. B-Dog
well,
has.
That was with you.
B-Dog
Ethan paid his
has,
bet. He sent cookies.
I think Stefanisevic did.
No, he's never done a bet.
He never done one.
No. There was only that sent me $25. Hey, Carter, you want to do the same thing? I mean, we can go. All right, let's see. B-Dog says B-Dog. 6-4, 6-7, 6-4, 6-7, 8-6. That's a tight match. Daniil. 3-6, 7-6, 6-4, 7-5. Victor. 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4. No lay here. I want Novak to win, but I think Rafa will win. So Rafa, Novak, and this is Rafa. Sir John says 3-1 for Novak. Novak 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 7-5. Wildlife. Nadal 6-2,
Will you write mine down?
7-5, 3-6, 7-5. Yep.
All right. Do you know who they're saying is going to win?
Yes, I put it right here.
All right.
Justin.
I think Djokovic wins.
Mm-hmm.
I think Djokovic loses the first set 6-7.
Okay.
I think he wins the second set 6-3. I think he loses the third set 5-7. And I think he rolls off the next two 6-4, 6-4.
Okay.
That's a total of 54 games.
Travis.
54
Djokovic.
games.
6-3, 6-4, 7-5. Only when the roof is closed.
Look, if you
I thought that would benefit Nadal though, because he complains about the cold weather. So why would you say that?
for all you bettors out there, if you had an over and under of 50 games, in other words, if you put $100 on the over, you would have to have your total amount of combined games over 50 or under 50. Would you take the over and under?
What was the bet?
I think it's 54.
What
I'm
was
going
with
over.
Bet Nadal Sinner? Nobody won it. Nobody came close to the score. Nobody.
Yeah,
did.
no one picked it. No one picked it. We looked
no
at
one
that. We
picked
looked
it.
at that. Good. Thank you. Yeah, we did look
No
at
one.
that. I lost mine like right off the bat.
Hey, hit the likes, guys. Yeah, it was a good match. Sinner could have won that first set. Absolutely.
So the majority of people think who?
Let's see. We got Olabimpe. You didn't tell me who. Here's Jovan, and the score is wrong. Novak in 5, 6-4, 4-6, 7-6, 6-7. So obviously you guys think your boy is gonna struggle a lot, huh?
Who?
Because everybody's like tight. The sets are really tight.
Well, it's gonna
So Djokovic, but your score is wrong, Olabimpe. You can't beat 6-4, 6-3, 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. That makes no sense. They have to win 3 out of 5 sets, so the score has to
They'll
be.
probably just flip flop a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to flip them. Be savage.
4-6, that could work.
No, 6-4, 6-3, 7-6, 7-5.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't work.
One
No.
of them are flipped up there.
2 of them have to be flipped over.
All right, so
Hold on.
we're good.
Stefan, hold on. Let me write these down.
Go ahead, take your time.
Jovac, I think I got you already. Yep. Stefan,
And you're gonna save these, right?
yeah, 6-3, 4-6, 7-5, 6-3, and that's Djokovic.
If someone hits that right on,
But fix your score, Labimpe, is not right.
if someone hits that right on, I'll send you
Be
20 bucks.
Savage, 6-4,
20 bucks if you hit that right.
6-7, 6-3, 18-16.
That's a heck of a final. Let me grab something.
Wow.
20 bucks if you hit it.
Alex BG1, Nadal. 7-5, 6-7, 7-6, 6-3. Hitchhiker thinks Tsitsipas will win. Okay, I'll put it. 7-6, 7-6, 7-5. What, against Djokovic? Is the roof closed? Nobody's favorite. The roof's open, Nadal's the favorite. Alex M. Novak. 6-4, 7-6, 4-6, 7-6. All right. Alex, you keep asking me the thing. We already talked about this. Rewind and then you'll see. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with this. Wow. Okay, so Olabimpe, please fix yours so I can write it down. I know you chose Novak, but the score does not make sense. You have 6-4, 6-3, 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. 2 of them have to be switched. Okay, here we go. Let's go. 6-4, okay. 6-4, 3-6. 7-6, 5-7, 6-4. All right. Anybody else? Is the weather still okay there? No hurricanes? I think it's going to miss us.
Yeah,
Just rain, which is great.
the hurricane went west.
All right, we're done?
Well, almost.
Okay.
If you hit that score, I'll send you 20 bucks. Make sure you have PayPal, Venmo. What are some other ones? Cash App, something secure. 'Cause I'm not going to send it in the mail or anything like
Dushan
that.
said it'll be...
What's up, Dushan?
It'll be Schwartzman and Novak final.
Interesting take.
Okay.
Interesting take. All right. Again, a parting question on this topic. Is Nadal Djokovic final a certainty? I think for the most part, everybody indicated it would be.
Yeah. For the most
All right.
part. Hitchhiker said 60 pass. I guess beating Novak or beating whoever else is in the final. It'd be funny if Schwartzman's Tsitsipas final happens. Yeah, that would be funny.
I think that would be very interesting as well.
Diego is the cutest guy on the court. He is, and he can dance. I've watched his little dance.
Little
short. He's not 5'7". He's 5'5".
I think he even pushes 5'8" on the paper.
No way, he's 5'7".
He's low. He's low.
No way.
Everybody
So
get
he says
low. All right. Tell me if you care about this or not. We don't even have to waste time on it. I just like the lady. I like this umpire a lot. But Marjana Voljovic, the very pretty, very elegantly pretty, and I mean that respectively, umpire, called a serving violation in the middle of Siegemann's ball toss. One, does anybody care? And number two, is this karma for the double ball bounce against Mladenovic in the first round? Does anyone care about that? I really enjoyed the match in a way. I didn't think it had any change whatsoever. She was, taking a bit of time on the serve.
I think the news was bored, so they wrote about something.
Yeah. Does anyone care about that?
Yeah.
Marjana Vela.
I'm 5'5", so that's what I'm saying. To me, I don't think he's 5'7". He just doesn't. Someone said not important. Exactly.
All right. We talked about whether or not Nadal and Djokovic, the final matchup, was a certainty. We've passed that. I'm going to ask Carla a couple questions, and I want her to answer them quickly. Mm-hmm. We ready? Mm-hmm. Number one, who wins? You already answered this, but answer it again. I'm going to answer these in succession.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who wins?
Nadal.
Okay. What does Nadal have to do in order to win?
Start quickly. Instead of doing his usual, warming up after the first set, he needs to hold serve on top of that. His serve is going to be so important in this tournament.
Agreed.
Because I think his serve has failed him a lot. The short shots have failed him a lot. He needs to figure out how to hit deeper too.
Okay, you said it absolutely perfectly. We did not pre-discuss this. I agree with Carl 1,000,000% here. I don't think Nadal will win. I think it'll be a very close, epic final, and I think Djokovic will pull this out with some passion coming in from patriotism and throat-hacking accidents. But I think if Nadal does want to win, he must hit deeper on the court. He's been hitting fairly shallow on the court, hence why Sinner was involved in the first set and he served for it. He has to hit deeper against Djokovic. Why? Because Djokovic's preparation is really good. His footwork is spot on. Again, I don't buy into the injury thing. I think it was something that he used at his disposal. So don't hate, congratulate. He used it, whatever.
Hey, Wayne.
But Nadal is going to have to hit deeper into the court and be aggressive. If he allows Djokovic to take balls inside the baseline continuously, it's going to be a long day for Nadal. So Schwartzman, if Nadal gets through Schwartzman, and I'm fairly confident he will, then I feel like if Schwartzman taxes Nadal, puts more miles on his legs and his body, I think that will help Djokovic even more. I think what Djokovic needs to do if he wants to win is to play aggressive, number one. Give Nadal a lot of the slice, slow the ball down a little bit, hit deep into the court, take the ball up the line more. Don't go cross court so much.
I guess Daniel disagree with you completely because he said a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
He said if Nadal does his usual, well, we all know. No, Rafa hits great across court with the backhand.
Yeah.
I think his biggest weapon at the moment, his forehand can be great, but sometimes hits it too shallow.
Exactly.
Mitrovic said if Nadal's going to do his usual, we all know what end will be. He must play like he never before and hit more angles and hit at least 120 aces, and Novak must come on court with one leg.
Look,
oh my God.
One of the key strategies, and this is elementary clay court tennis, taking the ball up the line opens the court up for you more rapidly than it does on going cross court on a hard court or a grass court. Use the lines here. Whoever finds the line and is taking that line with, not pushing it up the line, but striking the ball well up the line, is going to win the match. So if Djokovic can get zoned in, taking the line, taking time away, especially if Nadal's hitting short, then I think it will be a very tight but Djokovic win. If Nadal is finding the line first, whether it's off forehand or backhand wing, and hitting deeper into the court, then I think that Nadal will probably win another tight match. But Djokovic, again, I think he's fine. I don't buy into the injury. Find the lines. Use your footwork. I think right now he's moving a little bit better. And I think that leads to a Djokovic win. All right?
Women's matches. Somebody's talking about... Oh, go ahead. Go with your questions.
For the women's final, we are about to have the young Iga Swiatek as well as Sofia Kenin. For any tennis enthusiasts out there, outside of being a fan of the game, if you're a racket stringer or you're a tennis coach or you're a tennis racket enthusiast, has anybody noticed the racket that Iga Swiatek uses? She uses the same racket that, if you don't remember him, Lucas Pouille. You remember Lucas Pouille? He made, the quarterfinals of a U.S. Open and a Wimbledon, made a Australian Open semifinal, and made a French Open. I don't remember. But Lucas Pouille is the only other player that I can name out that has used the Prince Textreme Tour 95. Why do I even mention that? Prince is a real dear company to me. I have a print streaming machine. The company's been around for a while. They a long time, many years, and a lot of people don't use them anymore because of different banking issues and so forth. But it's really nice to see another Prince racket on tour. I know that John Isner uses one too. He uses the Phantom, but nonetheless, Swiatek is 19 years old, the Polish girl doing damage, taking the ball early, playing aggressively. However, she is going to meet nothing more than the Sofia Kenin. Who wins that match, in your opinion, Carla?
Well, I don't like Kenin, so I'm hoping Swiatek does.
I hope Swiatek does.
I'm not. To me,
does as well.
I know you don't want me to say anything, but it's not an exciting final to me. But I mean, it's just not. I think Swiatek is a smart player. I don't think she has all that firepower you said, but she's smart. She can put spin on the ball. She has a great serve, in my opinion. You know, she's aware of her surrounding, which is good. And I think she'll give variety to Kenin. So I think it'll be, I say 2 sets. Swiatek.
If Ashley Barty was at this tournament, do you think that she would be still in the thick of things?
Man, we haven't seen her in a while, which sucks for her because she has the variety to play on clay. So, yeah, probably.
I don't know. I miss Barty a lot. Hopefully that beer's going down well down there at those rugby or cricket matches.
Do I like Collins more than Kenin? Yeah, by a little bit.
I'm out on both of them. But look, Swiatek, I think this is her tournament to win. She's demolished everybody. Vondrashova, Hasai, Bouchard, Halep, Trevisan. And she's what? 6'1", 6'2", 6'1", 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'1".
It'll be good to see the 19-year-old win the Grand Slam, right?
Yeah, I think it's hers to win.
I think so.
I mean, she is young. She is hungry. Mm-hmm. She's only 2 years separated from Kenin.
Polish needs another player. Poland needs another player.
You know, not terribly long ago, we had Jerzy Janowicz, the Polish kid that did really well.
Who cares about that dude?
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but he just came and went. I think injuries were.
Rowanska was better. Who cares about that?
And Rozwanska, maybe, Swiatek and, Rozwanska. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Rozwanska wasn't Polish.
Yeah, she was.
Rozwanska was Polish?
Yeah.
You sure?
They said it.
Okay. I didn't. Okay, my bad. All right, another quick thing, match fixing. We talked about this a little bit the other day. The match fixing during the doubles match a couple of days ago. And we had this written yesterday, and I lost my marbles about something. But do you think that was match fixing? There was a game in the fifth game of the second set that a lot of money started being turned on international betting platforms. And
well, watching the video, you could tell that Branko had no clue about it.
Yeah, the bet started piling up that the fifth game in the second set would be a service break. So the bets were piling up, and all of a sudden, the person serving double faulted a couple times, didn't really try very much, and they got broken at love. Is this hearsay, or do you think this is definite guilt? What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's just they had people sitting there watching her, so they knew. I think we'll find out soon. I don't know.
All right, quick rundown of today's show. Don't forget Peter Dijkstra and Team Groves to put in comments what you predict the men's final between whoever at that point in time, the total number of games. Carla and Vicerelis have tied for first place. She's not going to win her own prize. Vicerelis has already won one. So it's up to you guys to predict your two matches, or not your two matches, but to put in your two predictions on scores. Is it too cold to play in France right now, Carla?
Probably not.
Probably not. Wow. The chair umpire calling a ball toss or calling a time violation during the ball toss.
She deserved it.
Was it the right call or not?
Who knows? I didn't watch.
I say no. It's in the middle of the toss. Stop the clock when the motion starts.
B-Dog said she had her Botox lips. He's like, yuck.
Is Nadal and Djokovic a certainty?
Yeah, I think so.
I wrote this earlier before the show started. I said that I was going to ask a question. Will the winner of the Kenin-Kvitova match be the favorite to win this tournament?
I think so, but I'm going to root for Swiatek either way.
Djokovic versus Tsitsipas. Who you got?
I think if Djokovic is injured, Tsitsipas will win. But I go with...
You want to come here real quick, Gabby?
She's eating. I'll go with Tsitsipas. I think he has a shot if Djokovic is injured.
All right. So let's do this. This is my twin. This is Gabriella Jr. All right. Rafael Nadal versus Diego Schwartzman.
Rafa.
Who you got?
Rafa. I say in 3.
Who do you think wins, Nadal or Schwartzman?
Why do you think she's a mini-me? Completely different hair.
She looks like exactly like me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't think she looks like me.
You think Nadal wins? Why do you think Nadal beats Schwartzman, Miss Gabby? Gabriella was named after Gabriella Sabatini, by the way. See, we got where I got my Gabriella tattoo? I got it on this side? Yeah, I got it right here. See, Gabriella, what's up? Boom, boom. All right. Does anyone care that Iga Swiatek uses a Prince texting tour?
No, I don't even know why we spent time talking about that.
I've wanted to replace a racket for a while. I think I'm going to get one whenever we can afford one.
That was just... Anyways, go ahead.
All right. Is this Iga Swiatek's tournament to win? Can she do it?
She can do it. She has a great shot.
What do you think? Can she win it? Do you know who she's playing? Okay, Swiatek is playing Kenin, Sophia Kenin. An American versus a Polish player. Who you got? Kenin? All right, she's taking Kenin. Is Novak Djokovic actually hurting? Does he actually have an injury, or was this just using...
No, he doesn't.
What do you think? Is Novak Djokovic injured? If Novak Djokovic played Rafael Nadal...
Mitrovic said hello, Gabby.
Say hello, wave. If Novak Djokovic right now played Rafael Nadal, who would you want to win? Who would you want to win? Nadal? Why? You think he's cuter? Wait, we don't talk about that stuff with you. Do you think he's better? Is it just because mommy likes him? All right. Last but not least, Stefano Tsitsipas and Sophia Kenin have both been fined $8,500 for coaching infractions from the sideline, namely from their parents. Does this actually help them during their matches?
No, it doesn't.
Is it a big deal?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I throw up a number 2, you do it, but what happens if it backfires? You know, I think on the court, you can coach all you want from the sidelines, but I don't think that it really ever really helps or hurts. If it helps, then you're in the shit bucket. But if it hurts, then you get kicked out of the box.
So Alexa says, sorry, Carla, but you didn't talk about my remark. He is already tightened his neck a day before. His serve was terrible because of that, so clearly he had problems. You're not being fair. Like I said, if he's injured, we'll see it with Tsitsipas, because the neck stuff just doesn't go away with a magic pill or a magic drink. Just saying. It doesn't go away. You're feeling neck pain, it doesn't just go away. See, the human body doesn't magically repair. It takes time. So, if he's injured, like you said, Tsitsipas has a chance.
Now, Gabriella's favorite animal is a unicorn. Is that right, Gabby? Mm-hmm. Now, unicorns have a magical power to heal, I think. I think that's one of them. So, if Novak Djokovic was complaining about his neck yesterday...
Maybe stress, but not an injury.
If Novak Djokovic was complaining about his neck yesterday, and then he shows up and plays an epic next 2 matches, does that mean he has unicornian powers?
No, it's not possible for a human to have a unicorn power except me.
You have unicorn powers. So you're the sole human provider of unicorn powers? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you know where you came from, girl. All right. Adios, muchacha. All right, guys. That's a wrap. Take care. Much love. Anything else you want to hit on?
Nah, good luck, Nole, tomorrow, because I'd like to see that Nadal-Nole match. I really do. Because, you know why? Because of the Nole fans. That's why.
Let's do the Uzni salute.
What time show tomorrow? I don't know. I think I have a lesson at 9, and then I have a lesson at 10, so it's going to be a later show.
Who do we have first?
I think we have Melinda. I'll find out.
And then what?
Kara.
Oh, that's a good one. And what time is her? Kara?
10, right after.
10 to 11:30, and then break until...
Yeah.
That's a wrap after that?
Yeah.
That's it?
No, I got to go back in the afternoon. I don't know who I have. I got to look.
All right. Well, what we'll do as soon as we find out what time...
Thank you, Sandy.
As soon as we find out what time, then I'll put it out there tonight so there's more time. Now, I don't... Okay, by the way, the construction work on this house was supposed to start today. If you look around, and I'll show you around real quick. I'm going to show you. So if you look around, okay, this is our living room. But they're supposed to start all this stuff tomorrow.
Where's Justin?
So they're starting the work on this tomorrow. So I don't know where the show will be tomorrow. We have other places that we hope. One place we thought about is outside, but if the wind's too bad, then we'll have to do it inside. So tomorrow we'll do it. But what I wanted to do is without stepping on a friend's toes, I would like to have had the
Joey says, do you need a carpenter? I can work for bed and food.
If the men's final was on here and there was no one working, I would like to have the men's final, if it was Djokovic and Nadal, on and not do it
Isn't that Sunday?
Yeah, and not do it play by play. Again, I have a lot of respect for young Cam Williams. He's a nice guy, and I know he works really hard and stays up all night, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
We might be teaching
so I wouldn't do it play by play out of respect, but I would like to do Sunday show for the men's final live while it's on, but not step on anybody's toes by doing the same thing that someone else is doing. So I think that would be cool. If it works great. And then tomorrow we'll just kind of figure out. But if no construction has started with like people gutting the house and tearing walls down, then we will definitely try to do the same thing we did today during the men's final, and then not do play-by-play per se, and just watch it while we're talking. Is that cool? Is everybody cool with that?
Yep, if we're not teaching. You forget Sundays we teach.
True, but we'll see.
Okay.
Sunday could be a lot of rain though. From
Saturday.
The hurricane.
Not Sunday.
But it's
Saturday.
We're not supposed to get the brunt of the hurricane, but we're supposed to get like some outside edges of it. So it may be raining Sunday, so that may be a good idea. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go Nadal. Let's go Nadal.
Yeah.
Dude, Nadal.
I'm gonna show them. Oh, Gabby, watch out. Oh, your pants are stuck. All right. One last glimpse of upstairs. One last glimpse of the upstairs before it all goes away. Yeah, the hurricane ate this up. But I wasn't sitting there. That's where my 4-year-old used to sleep. We didn't buy this house. We rent the house. We coach here, so we just rent. But this was my daughter's room. The 2 daughters slept in here. Everything was ruined. See all the mold in the closets? Destroyed up here. What's left is there. That's it. Everything else is in the dumpster. There. Yeah, that's like the beds. Yep. All right, guys. See ya. schoolwork, Lily. Alabama. Gulf Coast, not Miami. Carla's mom's in Miami, though. That's right, Sandy. Out with the old and in with the new. Great parting comment. Take care, guys. Adios.